Hello, everyone, and good morning. Welcome to our live feed update for September 22nd. I'm your host, Armstrong, and I'm here today to update you on everything that happened yesterday on the Big Brother 27 live feeds. It was day 76 in the house, and Keanu's still there. He's still there, and we've got a day to talk about. So with me to talk about it, it's AJ. How you doing, AJ?
I'm doing fine, Taran. Like yesterday, a lot of interesting stuff happened. It was Morgan's birthday. There wasn't an eviction. Um, so we're still just. I really feel like I got shafted, y'all. I'm gonna be above 50. Y'all have had some fun in-game conversations recently, and I was like, my turn. JK. Just kidding.
Yes, perhaps one of the least eventful updates of the season thus far, which honestly is pretty good considering that we normally have a lot of these. But
Like the game ends Sunday.
yep,
Like usually it's been dead like for a couple weeks at this point. So like honestly, as much as I have gripes with the season, the end game is not one of them.
yeah. As you know, Vince is the HOH. Keanu and Ava are on the block. Morgan holds the veto. They intend to vote Keanu out. They have intended to vote Keanu out since the second Morgan won the veto. In fact, they thought it was going to be that night. Keanu was basically saying his goodbyes. Then it turned out they were like, oh, I guess it's tomorrow. And then they got through the next day and still no eviction. And they're like, okay, so definitely tomorrow. So they got through yesterday and still no eviction. So now we are here on Monday. And you have to imagine that it's today because today would normally be the day of the veto ceremony. And we now would expect that this is the time for Keanu to be evicted and a new HOH to be crowned and to get into the final four round.
I'll be honest with you, Taryn. They should have been have Keanu evicted. They should have been done this eviction. Like people in the house yesterday were saying, there's nothing to talk about because Keanu is still here. Like after Keanu leaves and we have a new HOH, then we can start talking. And I'm like, yo, production, that was a sign from your contestants. Speed it up.
Yeah, it is theoretically possible they could save it for like a live eviction on Wednesday. I don't think they advertised that though, and that gives them not a lot of time to do the final four eviction. I don't know why they would stack it like that, but that's where we currently are. And because they're all just waiting for Keanu to be evicted, there's not much going on. Is they get more alcohol? Morgan has a birthday. They got videos from home.
They did.
Which, of course, is interesting because of the obvious.
Because, listen, everyone got a video call from their parents. Ava got to see her parents and her boyfriend. Vince got to see his parents and just his parents.
Uh-huh.
so I don't know what that could possibly mean. Like I think Vince has some theories, but I don't think Vince's theories are wrong, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah. So not looking great there. Ashley does put in some work. It's really the only gaming of the day. She talks with Vince and Morgan about really just a couple of things. One, she's kind of just floating the idea of would it even be possible to keep Keanu if I wanted to? And the answer is pretty definitively no. That obviously Keanu needs to go. And she says, you don't need to tell me. I'm evict. But she's also talking about Ava and trying to just make sure that they don't get tempted to take Ava further than her. Talking up Ava's ability to win in the end. She's got 3 locked votes in Lauren, Kelly, and Will. And even Keanu was talking about how he'd vote for Ava. And of course, Vince is like, why? She hasn't done anything. And so she's doing some stuff.
Like I really like Ashley. I adore Ashley. And I think Ashley's putting in some good work with the people in the house, especially because Ashley understands she's not drawing dead, but she needs to draw a royal flush. And and so and Ashley being the player realizes, okay, what routes could I go to possibly better my odds? Like, is it possibly with Keanu? If not, then like how can I get above Ava to get third to at least have a chance to have two chances to win HOHs and then get the final HOH? Because she is put in a like literally a no-win situation where she goes to the final three with Morgan and Vince. Morgan and Vince are taking each other. She can't trust Keanu because of Keanu's actions all season. And she can't go to the end with Ava because I think like Keanu says, and I think Vince says, but I know Keanu says definitely that like Ava and Ashley shares a lot of the same votes. So like truly Ashley is in a position where if I was Ashley, I'm like, how do I get to the end with Vince? This man who absolutely hates me has hated me for so long. How can I pull this off?
And it's tough. But she knows she needs to convince him that she doesn't have votes, that she's a better person to bring to the end than Ava, and then that he can beat her over Morgan. And that's because she has to assume that she's not going to win another competition. Maybe she can, and if she can, great. That's a whole new avenue. But she has to plan for this spot where she doesn't. And again, that's just a whole other level of difficulty that other players don't have to face. Morgan's not planning for what if she doesn't win a competition, because if she doesn't win a competition, Morgan just is evicted. That's just it. So Ashley's trying to do a bunch of things at the same time here, and doing them pretty well. She's doing good jury management with Keanu. She's getting in the right things to say with Morgan and Vince. Keanu does pitch to her again, makes another pitch, and basically explains to her that she needs him in the game in order to beat Morgan. And I think she does a really good job here because Keanu is dense in terms of the your ability to get through to him, and he really believes that what he thinks is correct and what anybody else thinks is wrong, and he believes that it's correct to keep him at all times. And so what Ashley has to do here is not be a Vince and just lie or blame some, oh, sorry, I can't because Morgan won't let me. Like she can't say, she can't and doesn't want to say, I don't have the ability to keep you. She's not going to say, well, even if I voted for you, Vince won't keep you, because that's just blaming Vince. She wants credit for this. She's saying, I'm sorry, I've thought of all of the options, Keanu, but I don't think I can do it. I think it's best for my game that you leave. I'm sorry. And for as much as Keanu keeps arguing with her about how he disagrees with that position, she is able to counter his every point and talk about how, listen, I get what you're saying. Believe me, I've thought of it. But I'm between a rock and a hard place. It's kind of a lose-lose for me. I have to choose one losing path or another losing path, and I just have to choose the path that gives me the best odds of winning. And I do think that is without you here. I'm sorry. And she does a good job of this.
No, like Ashley did a immaculate job talking with Keanu, especially how hard it is to talk with Keanu. Because she's basically letting him down so easily. And saying things like, hey, like partially stroking his ego, being like, hey, you're a good competitor, X, Y, and Z. I need to give my chance to put myself in the best position to win. I don't want to have to try to beat both you and Morgan. If I can just beat Morgan, that's a lot better for me moving forward. And even if I keep you in here, that increases my odds of getting fourth place. And I'm not here to get fourth place. I'm trying to get to the end. And like massaging his ego, but also like explaining why he ultimately needs to go. And I think Morgan did a really good job of both corralling Keanu, and I think not Morgan, Ashley. And I truly believe, like if you asked me a week or two ago, I would not have saw a world where Keanu voted for Ashley if Ashley was sitting in the final two chairs. And now I'm like, no, Ashley's doing like some actively good work where I can see Keanu like being more than willing to vote for Ashley at the end. Now my issues with Keanu is I have not seen the fight that I wanted to from Keanu this past couple of days, and Ashley should not be the person he's fighting to. Like, I think Ashley's like the most open and willing to hear it, and that's why he's doing it, because it's like he knows what he's going to get from Vince. He knows what he's going to get from Morgan. Like, Ashley will be at least be an open ear. But this conversation Keanu's having is completely mute if Morgan and or Vinny is not also on board, and because Ashley ties the vote. What is Vince going to do? Like you have to go to Morgan. You have to attack Morgan with some points. You have to get some good ends with Morgan, and he should have been like, if I'm being honest with you, Taran, on Morgan's behind for the past couple days. Like that's what he should have been on his behind, making whatever good points Keanu could make. Maybe talk to Ashley and be like, "Hey, Ashley, what are some points I can make to Morgan to like help persuade her my way?" Because what Morgan wants, Morgan will be able to like convince Vince. Because look at the jury. The people on the jury should not be on the jury if it wasn't for Morgan. Lawrence should still be in this game.
Yeah, he's going the route of, can I get Ashley and Vince? Ashley and then Vince breaks a tie. He's talking to Ashley about this. He thinks that if he promises Vince his jury vote, if he keeps him, then he would do it. Though it would be a false promise, Keanu says, that he will not vote for Vince regardless. Which feels true, at least in this moment, because it's not advantageous for him to tell Ashley that, because in the event that it does work and Vince keeps Keanu, Vince is still in the game, and that just gives Ashley even more incentive to continue to take Vince to the final two instead of him.
But
granted, I don't think he thinks that's an option.
Keanu's also over here like, Keanu's also saying here, yeah, but Vince's winning move is if he wins Final Four veto, then cuts Morgan, then he could win this game. Like he's looking for a reason to vote for Vince.
He also keeps talking about Final Four veto like that's the last chance. And Ashley even says, I think I have a 50-50 shot against Morgan in the final 3 HOH. And he's like, yeah, but that's not the Final Four veto. The Final Four veto is more powerful. And it's like, so yes, obviously the only real play Keanu has here is to go to Morgan. Not that Morgan has any incentive to try to keep Keanu, but you know, it's happened in the past. Like actually really good players have done this in the past, where it's like, hey, don't you want to go up against the best? Like, don't you want to like, whatever, like, but listen, the fact is he's dead in the water here, and to expect anything more of Keanu than really bad stuff is fool's hope, I think.
Like, but here's the thing, Taran. Would we have a job if we were just like, this is how they're actually going to act, but this is not what they should act? Like, because let me tell you something. These hour-long podcasts for the past like 2 months did not need to be an hour.
It is fair. Because, yeah, there's not much more to talk about. Of course, Vince and Morgan are talking through the day, especially into the night. And it's a lot of like the occasional, hey, remember Lauren, Vince? And I really, really love you, right? And then, is it okay if I snuggle your feet? And hey, it's really hot in the bed with these pillows, huh? And so how you feeling about option 1 right now? Well, it's for obvious reasons. We're kind of in a tricky spot. And Vince says, well, I can see the future. When it comes to obvious reasons. So, they're still doing their thing.
They're still doing their obvious thing. They're still being annoying with it. Like Morgan's still trying to pretend the thing ain't a thing, and Vince is like, we don't have to pretend that much, basically.
Yeah, it's what they're up to. It's how they've decided to handle it. Is continue to talk in code as if that's going to change anything. Who knows? But that's
dumb.
really
we understand what the code means. We all get it.
Yeah.
We all see it with our 2 eyes. Like it doesn't take a rocket science.
It's like they're spelling out the word instead of actually. It's like so. Because of your EXGIRLFRIEND. Except without the EX. You know what I mean? It needs to be EX. It's like, okay. Oh, I wonder what they're talking about. Do you think they're talking about the game?
Honestly, they should be, because that's what they're playing for. They're like, you've been trying to get on the show for 10 years. It should be your number one goal is to win it.
Listen, maybe the number one goal was to meet Morgan. You know what I mean? Maybe that's why he wanted to go on the show.
And listen, like, if I was stuck in the house with Morgan, I can understand. Like, I am only a man.
Anything else you wanted to talk about, AJ?
Nothing much. All I ask in the future is that if someone has a birthday in the house, y'all have fun, please, and not the good type of pleasant fun. The, like, Keisha birthday's fun. That'll be fun for me.
Yeah. It's like, listen, Ashley tries for us with the drama and the gameplay, but there's not much more we can really do with drama here.
Like, God bless Ashley. She's trying her hardest, but Ava's not here for the drama. Keanu's resided to give it up.
Keanu should just be calling out. He should be talking. He should be going to Morgan about the veto plan that he had with Vince. He should be calling out the cheat mans more. Like, give us, Keanu. You, from the second you walked into this house, your odds of winning the game were very, very low, but your odds of getting on the challenge are very, very high. And the more entertainment you give us, the better.
Like, listen, Keanu's already going to win America's Favorite Player. I did vote for Rachel already, but Keanu's going to win it. Like, he might as well, like, set up his future career in the challenge, because let me tell you something, Taran. He will fit in there, and he will not be the worst player there. And so like, the challenge is truly Keanu's venue, so Keanu, play for it.
I have a feeling there are some men on the challenge that would just eat him up.
Let me tell you something. I already see it for Keanu. Challenge 44. He's going to try to buck to Johnny Bananas, win an elimination, and get eliminated like episode 4 or 5. And then people are going to be like, yeah, bring back Keanu. He was fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's really all we have today. There's really not much more. We're just waiting for Keanu's eviction. Of course, we do have a stock watch, a roundtable podcast tonight. So stay tuned for that. I will release the survey. I'll wait a little bit to see if there's any kind of, if I would love to release the survey after the eviction happens. But we may have to release it before. So just stay on the lookout at Armstrong Taran on Twitter, and Taran Armstrong on Blue Sky. And then, of course, tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern. I would assume by then Keanu's gone. Maybe we have a new HOH, some things to update on. And then, of course, Wednesday night, Survivor premiere episode. I'll be live on Twitch, YouTube, and Patreon watching them, and we'll have a recap afterward. And then Thursday, another episode, another eviction. So stay tuned for all of it. Of course, check out my book, Behind the Mirror. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's going to come out soon. And check out the Survivor draft we did, all kinds of fun stuff. AJ, what are you up to?
I ain't not up to much, y'all. You can just follow me on Twitch at the kid AJ Norris, having some fun playing some games. We're playing Goose Goose Duck yesterday. We missed turning the Goose Goose Duck streams. But you know what? Just happy to be here. Fun season, fun podcast. Can't wait to see what Big Bird 28 brings us.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us here today, and I will see all of you next time.
This is RHAP. We know reality TV.